Hello friends and welcome back to the channel. Season 45 of Alliance War has concluded and the rewards have been delivered to everybody's inbox, and it is time once again to open some crystals and look back on how the season finished up for myself and for my Alliance SSx. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and claim these rewards here. So for the Nexus crystals, there's really no champ that I'm specifically looking for. So I think I'm going to go one Cosmic here because I am missing 6-star Heimdall, and having multiple Heimdalls could be useful in incursions. So we'll do one Cosmic, and then for Tech, I am straight empty on Tech ISO. So we're going to go one Tech here. The only 6-star champion I'm missing from the Tech class on my roster is Silver Centurion. So I do want Tech ISO, but if Silver Centurion does come up, we'll probably pick him since he's the last champ that I need. Okay, let's do the Nexus crystals here. We'll start off with the Cosmic again here. Not looking for anyone in particular. Heimdall would be fine, but if we don't get Heimdall, it's also just as fine here. So, Awakening Phoenix, Red Goblin, Hela. Alright, I guess we'll take Awakening on Phoenix. That's perfectly fine. Again, not really any 6-star champions that I am specifically hunting anymore, other than, you know, the new featured champions. So, Tech Nexus Crystal here, and any dupe, well, I guess they would all be dupes except for one. So, Silver Centurion, or literally anybody else would be fine out of this crystal, because we're really just looking for ISO. We'll take the Max Sig Crystal on Lady D. That'll be helpful for 7-star shards. I just picked her up yesterday as a 7-star, 2 days ago as a 7-star. So this is fine. Alright, so I just spent the last couple minutes opening a bunch of basic 6-star crystals to get enough shards for 2 7-star crystals. And the reason that I wanted to try for 2 today is because we are 900 shards off from another Titan crystal, which means if both of these 7-stars are dupes, we will open a Titan crystal today. However, my top wanted pull out of the 7-star basic pool is still Guillotine 2099, so she won't be a dupe, which means you know, we can either get a really good champ that's going to help us on that right side of Necropolis, or we can go for double dupes and have another shot at Kushala, which I really, really want, and I didn't end up pulling her from my Titan opening the other day. So let's go ahead. We'll claim both of these 7-stars. And let's go. See what we're getting here. Man, these are still want that Guillotine. So the new champions have just been added to the basic pool as of yesterday. I think it was yesterday, the day before. So it's like Null and Spot and Colossus and Warlock and Shang-Chi, and I'm missing somebody else. But did I say Warlock? I think I said Warlock. Null, Juggernaut, Colossus. Anyway, any of those would be fine. Juggernaut would be pretty sick pull, but we are all in on trying to get ourselves a Guillotine right now, or a dupe. Let's go ahead and tap it. 7-star number 1 for the day is going to be a Silver Surfer dupe. All right, that's one dupe. We are one dupe away from a Titan crystal, so I will happily take that. You know, Surfer dupe is fine. I'm not a huge enjoyer of Silver Surfer, but I will happily take the dupe. That's what I asked for, so no complaints there. All right, let's open 7-star number 2. So if this was a Guillotine, I would probably take the Guillotine right now over a dupe and a Titan crystal, just because I feel like she is so useful for so many fights on that right side of the map, and it would make my planning for the latter half of Necropolis a lot easier if I had her. So let's go ahead and tap this, and our second 7-stars today is going to be a Joe Fixit dupe. Hey, that is fantastic. Joe really wants the dupe. I'm pretty happy with that one. Joe Fixit is awesome. Very underrated character. And that is our second dupe, guys. So you know what that means. We get another shot at a 7-star Kushala, which I am incredibly nervous about. But we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Full send. Titan Crystal number 6, I think. I think I opened 5 the other day. So here we go. Again, Kushala, number 1 option here. Vox would also be fantastic. If I duped my Lady Deathstrike, that would be great too. I just pulled her the other day. Ooh, baby. All right, here we go. Oh, please, Kushala. Oh. Kushala or Vox. Either one of those would be... Oh, man. Dupe on Cheelth would also be great. I immediately liked her, testing her out the other night on stream. We're going to let this one spin out, by the way. We're going to let the Crystal Gods take hold, and I will accept whatever fate they have given me. I feel like I am due for like a really amazing pull. My crystal luck has been at best, mediocre lately. I feel like I'm due. I'm due for a huge win. So please, RNGesus, it's that time of year. Please give me a 7-star. Oh, dude, the other. There were 2 champions in this pool that I didn't want to see. Gladiator and Crossbones. Crossbones is a fantastic champion. I really don't enjoy playing him at all. So he's probably not going to get ranked up. So, man, that's rough. That's rough going. Yeah, all right, well, let's move on to the season review. All right, let's quickly take a look at the season at a glance. SSx once again finished in the Masters bracket. We snuck in by the skin of our teeth at rank 20, which is the final spot in the Masters bracket. And I think we were only a few thousand points ahead of DSVG, who ended up finishing in Platinum 1, rank 1. So only a couple of attack bonuses really separated us from a finish in Platinum 1. So very, very close. Our record was 6-6, and the record really doesn't reflect how good of a season this was for us. And I will get into that in a little bit. But statistically speaking, this was the best season that SSx has ever had in Alliance history. And the record not reflecting that is a little bit frustrating. But, all in all, the goal here every season is to finish in Masters. If we get top 10, that is a bonus. If we would somehow have made podium, that's awesome too. But the goal is Masters, and for this season, we achieved our goal. So I can't complain with the finish. It was a little bit tense there in the last war against Forloki. It looked like we were going to lose, and we really needed help getting into Masters. It came down to a couple of alliances who were fighting it out in, I think, Platinum 1, and we needed one of them specifically to win, and they did, and that was what enabled us to get into that last spot. So, as for me personally, it was another very successful season, 57 kills and 0 deaths, and this is my 5th, I think, deathless season overall in Tier 1 in SSx. I've been here for 8 seasons now, and 5 of those seasons being deathless, I think, is a pretty big accomplishment. My alliance mates would tell you that I am the last person who enjoys, playing up things that I do, my accomplishments and whatnot. In fact, I'm usually somebody who prefer to just give the credit to somebody else. I will frequently talk about how, my success has been due to good plans and good assignments and whatnot. But the reason I bring this up is because, so next season, season 46, is actually going to be my 500th war fight in Tier 1. So I actually took a few moments the other day and compiled my overall stats through 8 seasons here. I'll probably put them up on screen when I edit the video, but I'm going to allow myself a moment here and say that these numbers are pretty damn good, and I am extremely proud of what I've been able to accomplish here since joining Tier 1. If you remember all the way back when I made the video about joining SSx, I talked about how I was probably going to be one of the worst players in the Alliance and really out of my league. So for me to be able to come to this Alliance and really have the amount of success that I've had over the past 8 seasons is pretty remarkable. And when it all comes down to it, I am extremely proud of myself. All right, let's take a look at a summary of my fights. Greens, of course, are solos, and all of the boxes are green, which is what we want to see every season. As far as favorite fight from this season, it's really hard to pick against Void. I ended up taking 2 Maestro bosses this season with him. The first one was an Ascended, rank 4 only. Second one was a rank 3 7-star. However, I didn't really feel like I played that fight particularly well. So I'm going to have to go with either the Rintrah in War 5 that I took with Sandman, or the Mangog in War 12, also with Sandman. So those are my two best Sandman fights of the season. He was a champion that I ranked up specifically for this season, for this tactic, anticipating, of course, that Void was going to be banned a lot, which he was. And I really had a lot of fun using him, and I really feel like he's going to be a valuable attacker going forward, even without the tactic to help him there. So if you want to go back and check out those fights, I would encourage you to do so, because those are definitely my two favorites. In terms of my least favorite fights, it's got to be one or both of the Clairvoyants that I took this season. Both of those fights I nearly died to. She was just, I don't know what it was about her. She was activating the defense tactic more frequently than I think any other tactic defender this season combined. And it just seemed like she was constantly triggering that unstoppable, backing me into the corner, and yeah, almost dying to a Clairvoyant twice in a season was pretty rough. So that definitely my two least favorite fights. Alright, here's a look at my attackers for the season, and despite him being banned in I think over half of our wars, Void still managed to claim the top spot there with 16 fights. Not very surprising. I think I once again was the only person in my battle group who was assigned Void this season, and I'm pretty happy with that. I enjoy being known as like the Void guy, right? Sandman number 2, again, no surprise there. I talked about how I ranked him up specifically for this season, and I was happy to get a lot of good use out of him, so I think that was a pretty good rank up on my part. Chavez coming in at number 3, a little bit surprising there. I had not been assigned her very much in previous seasons. She was usually given to people who had much more experience with her, but I ended up getting that Rich Get Richer Hulkling fight a bunch this season, and she was really solid for a bunch of other fights as well. Hulkling and Absorberman rounding out the top 5. Not really any surprise there. They're typically at the top of my assignment list season after season. Iron Man and Strife getting 2 fights each, and then we have a bunch of one-offs there. Nimrod, only 1 fight with Nimrod this season. A little bit surprising there. Iceman, I think. I had never been assigned him before. Same with Atuma. And then, of course, we got Viv Vision down there with a fight. Got to get at least 1 Viv fight in every season. Got to be happy with that. Alright, here's a quick look at the defenders I faced this season. Hulkling coming in at number 1 with 4. I think all 4 of those were on that Rich Get Richer fight that I just talked about a moment ago. Gore we fought on that same node, I think once, and then twice on the Power Efficiency node. And Weapon X, I can't recall more than 1 fight I had against him this season, so I'm really surprised to see him up there. And other than that, no real standouts. You know, a really diverse list of defenders this season. I think more diverse than I had in season 44. So overall, yeah, nothing really standing out there. Okay, here's a look at my item use and expenses for the season. And we once again came out with a pretty hefty net gain of over 500,000 loyalty for the season. Didn't end up spending any units on boosts or potions, which is nice. And we still had that net gain despite, you know, 1 fewer win than we've had in the past, I think, 2 or 3 seasons. This season felt a little bit more expensive for me. I felt like I was healing up much more often, but maybe I didn't boost as much as I did before. So we'll see how this looks next season. You know, we're getting the per fight loyalty gain starting in season 46. However, the tactic looks incredibly punishing, and I'm anticipating a lot more deaths all around tier 1 and even more healing than that. So next season probably figures to be extremely expensive. So I would not be surprised to see even a net loss probably in loyalty starting in season 46. One last thing I want to take a look at here. These are the overall stats for the Alliance for this season. I'm kind of like the unofficial SSx historian / statistician here. So I talked earlier about how this was the best season in Alliance history. So we set a bunch of new records here. We had a new record set for fewest deaths in a season with 35. I think our previous record was like 44 or 48 or something in that range. We set a new record for donuts in the season with 10. And each battle group broke the record for fewest deaths by a battle group. I think the previous record was 14. BG1 set the new record here with 11, and then BG2 and BG3 also both finished with 12. So an amazing season all around for the Alliance. And again, I'm really, really glad that we were able to cap it off with a finish in Masters. Last but certainly not least, I want to give a huge thank you to the officers and planners in my battle group BG3. These guys, I think I say this in every single War Rewards and review video, but these guys put in so much hard work and time, war after war, season after season, delivering us a solid plan of attack, and it has paid off once again this season. And as I said a little bit ago in the video, this season has been, statistically speaking, the best overall season in Alliance history, which is an enormous accomplishment, and our success this season was due in no small part to the efforts of these individuals. So again, huge thank you to DLL. He's our primary planner in BG3, also our Alliance leader. Na also helps out with planning. He is responsible for our defense, which has gotten us a bunch of kills this season. And also a special extra shout out and thank you to Royu, who helped out with a couple of the plans this season while DLL was traveling. So again, massive amounts of respect to these individuals. They have so much passion and dedication for this game mode, and it really shows every day. So thank you, thank you, thank you. That's going to do it for this one, folks. If you could do me a favor, please leave me a comment below if one of my war videos has helped you and which one it was. That would be really fantastic. That's my favorite kind of comment to read, is if I've helped somebody. And the primary reason that I continue to put out those war videos is in the hopes that they help at least one person. If I've helped at least one person, then all those war videos become really worth it. So if you've been helped by them, or even if you just enjoy watching them, enjoy how I explain, talk through fights, please leave me a comment below. That would be much appreciated. Other than that, also remember to hit that like button, and if you have somehow stumbled upon this video via, YouTube Black Magic and are not a subscriber, I would encourage you to hit that subscribe button. I think you would enjoy all the stuff that I have to offer. You can always change your mind later if you want. As always, thank you very much for watching. We'll see you again next season.